Good evening, traders. 2nd of April 2022. This is 25 minutes past 6 p.m. It's a Saturday evening. And quick take on the Nifty Bank Nifty before we go on to discuss two stocks which I feel are tired and are likely to consolidate or give us a short-term correction in the near future. But before that, what a beautiful move we had on Friday. The index gave a nice breakout. We spoke about the breakout and the hesitancy to sustain above this range breakout, but the confirmation and a very handsome looking confirmation comes in on Friday's session. A nice 1.4%, 248 points from the Nifty future, closes at 17,700. We've been talking about levels like 17,800 and 18K and all that. So it is now inching closer to those levels. And if it does so, I think once 18K is scaled, market will start to talk about all-time highs and all those. But too early to be that bullish blindly. But nevertheless, the important thing is the structural improvement of the underlying trend, which was down, beaten over all this span of time, slowly has crawled itself back to a nice structured uptrend. When I say nice structured uptrend, what I essentially mean is with the swings of price, moving averages change, they slope up and they crisscross and all that. A nice structural uptrend is one that is after gaining some bit of grounds, you consolidate and then you gain further. The prices go up, consolidate or come down and go up further. This go up further, that is the next leg up, the next swing up, are good signs, are strong signs of a structural uptrend, which we are back to again. So that's good for your long-term portfolio. Momentum indicators are, yes, tad overbought, but that should not be an issue. No signs of divergences as of now in any of these time frames. In terms of levels, if you just zoom in close, you will notice that Friday, Thursday, Wednesday's lows are almost identical. In terms of exact levels, it's 17,425, 17,436, 17,423. So 17,420 or 17,400 is your support, and this is also the level below which this breakout fades. Like anything nasty, if it happens on Monday, let's say it reverses down, or by Tuesday you're down below this, by the next 2 days, if you're below 17,400, please exit all your longs. This is a fake move and you might see levels. This is on the flip side. Hopefully that shouldn't happen. As long as 17,400 next week holds, you're good to go long from a short-term perspective. On the upside, let's keep an eye on 17,800 and then 18K. Bank Nifty. Well, Bank Nifty and especially the PSU banks. In fact, the PSU bank, CNX PSU, is the biggest sectoral gainer on Friday's session, almost 4%. And of course, this has happened due to which stock. But Bank Nifty, if you recall, we were talking about the fact that Bank Nifty needs to, buckle up and they needs to perform. And that need of performance, it has delivered 5 consecutive positive sessions last week, and the maximum gain coming in from the last session. The trend is not as structurally beautiful and up as that of Nifty, because Nifty had the earlier participation from IT, it had a beautiful participation from metals and energy also. We cannot forget how well Reliance Industries had moved, and banks have just started to give us a nice follow-through move. So little late in the party, but still very much there. Few charts like SBI are looking beautiful. Few charts are trying to reverse, like a Kotak Bank or an ICICI Bank, but I think they're okay. If I drop in a volume profile of this particular correction, then we will notice that the point of control hangs at around 37,500. And that is exactly where most of the volumes in this range had happened. So as we inch further up, if we drop a range like this, So I think it is now going to knock the resistances very soon. Very important how it deals with the resistances, whether it holds itself down and gives us a short-term correction, or it shows great strength and breaks out. This is exactly what we need to observe next week. As of now, the trend is positive. It has picked up fresh momentum on the upside, and we should stay bullish on majority of the large cap stocks. State Bank of India. We spoke about this stock in detail over the last couple of sessions, and I was waiting for this kind of a breakout to happen, and what a beautiful move the stock has given us. Other stocks like a Kotak Bank is still struggling. If you take a look at Kotak, it is still struggling. It is in a structural downtrend. In fact, within the private sector space, the iBank, Axis Bank, HDFC, it is a little late in the party. As you can see, it's just picking up a little bit slow and steady, but it has potential of upsides. You should not look to short these stocks. Two sectors which can be a surprise move or may not be. One is a metal and one is auto. Auto is just on the verge of giving us a breakout. This consolidation breakout. It's got some resistances up here, but will it give that breakout? And if yes, then which are the stocks which are going to give that? This is, I think, will be an important discussion and important observation I'll keep for next week. But now I want to discuss two stocks which I feel are a little tired. They had a great run. They are important large cap stocks within the Nifty 50, but they can, going forward, consolidate or correct. ITC. Rarely do we see, or in our recent past, have we observed a move like this from this particular stock, ITC. It has been a momentum laggard for a significant span of time. The last big move it gave was during this phase. This was around September, October 21, then completely non-performing, and now a big move. In terms of percentage gains, the stock has given us on a high to low basis 24.3, so around 25% in 20 trading days on a high to low basis, which is significant, which is pretty good. And it has come one way. If you notice that the last correction, that the last rally was a two-legged rally, this one is just one-legged completely. Great move, and yes, it has managed to find itself back to its previous highs. These kind of highs, close to that psychological 260, 265 kind of zone. Momentum has started to slow down, and a quick look at the line charts, and I prefer to see them in black because they are more prominent with black. So, yes, so a quick look over here with the line chart has started to show some signs of negative divergences. Now these negative divergences are not necessarily signs of corrections. They are signs of consolidations which may lead to consolidation or fall. So I feel that early next week, it's going to take out 256, 257 on the upside and then top out for the short term. I use the word for the short term because it has structurally moved into a nice uptrend. It is a little away from its intermediate averages. It's going to flush out the last bears who have been trying to short and failed miserably over the last couple of weeks. So I think it's going to take out 257, maybe 260. And then if you get some kind of a signal like a bearish candlestick pattern or the divergence is still intact, yes, one can look to sell calls or create some kind of a bearish strategy on ITC. Second one, Reliance Industries. Now this stock also had given us a decent rally from a low to high basis in the last 15 days, that is, it has delivered 22.7, around 23%. It's also close to back to its highs seen in mid-October, so this stock is also a little tired. Momentum has started to slow down. No signs of divergence yet, so I'm a little early to call any kind of a short-term correction here, but there is no such divergences on Reliance, which we can clearly notice on ITC. So not ready yet, but the signs of slowdown are there. The momentum has definitely slowed down. So for this, I think a move above 2700 is very obvious and natural, and above that, maybe if it halts, if it takes out 2700, shorts which had tried to predict the top gets badly stopped out once it takes out 2700, and then maybe we can get a divergence and then it can consolidate. So two important stocks for the overall market, especially Reliance Industries in relation to ITC. But I think they had their run from a short-term perspective, and for the party to continue further up, I think the private sector, the private and public sector banks, along with the financials, are going to be important stocks to keep a close look at. Right? I hope last week's trading was profitable and beneficial. If you have any suggestions or feedback, feel free to share this with me. Till then, enjoy your weekend and prepare well for next week's trade. Trade well, trade wise.